In this video, I'm going to talk about the 7 uncommon ways to make passive income. Hi, Lopez coming at you with another video from digitalmarketingfast.com, and there's 7 uncommon ways to make passive income that, maybe you haven't heard of. Some of these ideas and concepts maybe you have heard of, and I've done most of these. And in the this technology world that we live in today, there's a lot of opportunities. You just have to expand your mind and kind of think outside the box. So one of the ways to make passive income today that's starting to be more common today than ever is you can make money all doing investing money in real estate funds. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions, and a lot of people don't really understand how this works. But basically, there's a real estate fund. It usually works like this. This is not and let's be clear. A fund is an investment. It's not a business. It's not a business. It's an investment. But see, a lot of people treat real estate funds, or any type of fund for that matter, they act like it's a business. It's not a business, But it usually works like this. This is the whole concept of any fund. This is across the board. This is the basic concept. You pay a certain amount of money, which gives you a certain amount of equity in the fund. And on the back end, you get a certain percentage of the sale. And a certain percentage of the sale is split between everybody on the back end. That's the whole concept. Simple as that. Simple. The amount you pay is dependent upon the equity, plus you get a percentage of the sale on the back end, split between everybody. So the amount of people that's in the fund, along with you, is going to be dependent upon how much profit you get on the back end. That's basically how it works. This is not a new concept, by the way. This has been going on since before I was born, from what I've been told. 20 years ago, I met a guy. He was a multi-millionaire, and he said back in the day they called it a co-op. Now, he told me the only difference between a co-op back in the day, well, people still do it. People still do co-ops today. The only difference between a co-op and a real estate fund, or any fund today, is the fund is being regulated. It has to be regulated because there's so many people. There's hundreds and thousands of people in these funds. So it's regulated by federal regulations and state regulations, etc. Now, a co-op, they don't do it with no regulations. What it is just a private group of people that come together. It could be 10, 20 people, less than 50 people in most cases. They'll come together. They trust the fund manager, basically. And with the co-ops, with co-ops is very interesting, because with co-ops, you can buy anything that's an asset. So it could be real estate, it could be a magazine, it could be a product that makes money. Anything that creates profit. That's one of the biggest differences. There's no regulations. They don't do it like that. They trust that this guy or this girl is going to do the right thing. And it's a small group of people. It's not massive. It's not hundreds and thousands of people doing the co-ops. That's the difference. It could be 10 people, 20 people, less than 50 people sometimes. Now with funds, there's so many people getting involved with these funds, and no one really knows these people most of the time. Of course, some people know each other, but very few. So that's why they have to be regulated through federal and state regulations or whatever, which is understandable. So these are some ways to earn passive income by investing into these funds, real estate funds. And I like the whole concept. And you can read up on these funds online. There's two funds that I know of. One by Grant Cardone. He calls it Cardone Capital. And another one by Jay Morrison. He calls it the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. There's only two funds that I know of. Now, of course, there's a lot of people out here doing it. But those are the only two that I know of. And you can look these funds up. You can look up, do your own research, so you understand what you're really getting into. But the basic concept is like this. You pay a certain amount of money in, and that gives you a certain amount of equity. And on the back end, you get a certain amount of sales, commissions between everybody in that fund. And you're not going to start getting checks immediately. No, it usually takes a couple months, and it varies. Really, some people say, hey, you get your first check 6 months to a year, but the first couple months you're going to be locked in. You're not going to be able to take your money out. And why would you want to take your money out? Because you're going to be getting money in once they start buying shit, once they start buying property. But that's basically how these funds work. And like I said, when it comes to the months, until you start getting checks, every fund has their own rules, you know. And there's no guarantees. This is an investment. When you make an investment, there's no guarantees. So, you know, the only thing that's guaranteed is that you're going to die. That's it. There's nothing else is guaranteed that I've ever ran into or experienced. So that's the first way to make money. So let's move on. Next, you can rent your car out. Now, if you have an extra car, you know, there's these companies out here, there's websites online where you can rent almost anything out. But you can rent your car out. There's a lot of websites on. You can rent your car out to somebody on the weekend. And now some people will say, hey, what about if I rent my car out to somebody and they never come back? Well, that's what you have insurance for. You can be just like these other car rentals. You can rent your car out on the weekend just like they do. You just have to register to one of these car rental websites online. So if you have an extra car that's in pretty decent shape and you want to earn passive income, and especially if you live in a tourist area, this might be something you probably want to think about. And next is if you can do Airbnb. Same thing. If you have a spare bedroom, or if you have a completely different room separate from the house that you live in, or maybe you live in an apartment, you can rent that shit out. Just go on Airbnb.com, register, and just go through the process step by step. And you can set your prices accordingly to what you think it's worth. If that's something you want to do. But it could be passive income. And next, you can sell beats, music. There's a lot of websites online that sell beats, and people are buying them like crazy. As a matter of fact, I know a guy that I talk to on the regular. He has a whole website for beats. I don't know it off the top of the website off the top of my head, but he's been doing this for a couple years now. He has his own website, and he's on Instagram, Splash Wave FX. If you follow him on Instagram, Splash Wave FX, he sells beats, music. It's passive income. I mean, I don't know what he does to promote his website, but I know he made pretty decent money. He's been doing it for a long time. So that's something that you can get into. Next, you can invest in other people. You can be like those guys or girls on Shark Tank. Of course, you don't gotta be that big. You don't gotta take it to that level, but you can do it on a lower level. You can invest in the small businesses or startups. Like I gave you an example. A couple years ago, a good friend of mine back in Charlotte, he wanted to start a taco stand, sell tacos, hot dogs. So what he wanted to do is pick a spot late at night, across the street from the club downtown Charlotte, selling tacos, hot dogs, and chili and sodas, chips, all that good stuff, right? So he was like, hey, I think he was a little short on money, on funds at the time. So I said, hey, you know what? I'll put in $500. I said, hey, just kick me out a couple $100 every month, $200-$300, and I'm good. He was like, all right, cool, I can do that. So I invested in him. So $200-$300 I made every month, and this lasted for like 2 years, and I was good with that. But I didn't have to do anything. I wasn't there. He was out there, outside at the club, out across the street from the club, 3 days a week, making a killing. It was killing him. So the $400 he sent me every month, that wasn't nothing to him. He was appreciative that I even volunteered to put the $500 in. And I'm getting $300 to $400 every month for 2 years. I didn't have to do anything. It was like icing on the cake. Some of the easiest money I ever made. And all I did is just invest it in him. So you can do the same thing too. You can do the same thing with kids. You can do the same thing with adults. People that you already know at your church, at your mosque, wherever you live, in your neighborhood. You can do the same thing. You know? Really. Next, you can rent out your tools, power tools, tractors, backhoe diggers. I mean, if you have power tools, drills, stuff like skill saw, chainsaw, stuff like that. You can rent that stuff out. And you put insurance on it. But more than likely, they'll bring the tools back. But just have it insured, just in case. You can rent that stuff out $50 an hour. Really. Power tools, it's easy money. And next, you can do online courses. Now, some people do courses on Udemy.com, and some people do it with ClickBank.com. And there's pros and cons of both platforms. Now, with Udemy, the prices tend to be very low, but you get more views, more traffic. And Udemy takes care of everything. They promote your products on there. But the price point is very low on a lot of these products. It's $7, $5, $12. So I guess it's a give and take. I guess the price point might be smaller, but you get more views. So I don't know how many people buy from these people on Udemy. I'm not sure. I'm sure some of these people do make pretty decent money. But on ClickBank and any of these other platforms, you create the product and you have to take care of the marketing. That's pretty much how that works. If like on ClickBank, if you upload your products there, and you have to sell and market and promote your products. You know, of course they have affiliates there, but you can't really depend on them to sell your products unless you know them, friends with them, y'all in the same niche, same area of expertise. Okay, that's a little bit different. But ClickBank don't help market and promote your products like Udemy does. And you can, you know, and then you have some people, you know, they make pretty good money. ClickBank is probably the biggest affiliate network that I know of. And you can, you know, you can set your price points at anything you want. With Udemy, I think they regulate your price point, if I'm not mistaken. So there's pros and cons using both platforms. But the whole idea is, if you have an audience, the products, hopefully over time you can get the online products to sell. That's the whole concept. Now, does it work for everybody like that? Probably not. You know, because see, with Udemy, you cannot follow up with people. You have no control over it. You have very little control with Udemy. ClickBank, you have full control. You can do what you want, how you want, when you want. So there's pros and cons with online courses on different platforms. But ultimately, I think everyone should have some type of online course at some point in time. Because it's starting to be lucrative, because people like video and audio. So, you know, that's what I think about that. And lastly, you can start a lawn care business. Now, everyone has a house, or there's a lot of apartments, and you know, you have the resorts. They have grass, so they need the grass cut. They need the trees clipped. They need the landscaping done. So I think it's a very lucrative business to start a lawn care business. You know, it's well, some people might say, hey, I don't like working outside in the heat when it's hot, or I don't like working outside when it's during the winter when it's cold. And well, you know, I get that, I understand that, but hey, it's still a lucrative business. Someone has to do it. So why not you? And you can negotiate your own prices based on the property, based on the how much acres of land and how much grass, and the possibilities are endless when it comes to lawn care businesses. So hey, those are just my 7 uncommon ways to make passive income. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Any comments, questions, concerns, leave your comments below. And again, share this video, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace!